Since we took delivery of our Model 3, there's something I've been very eager to do to this car, and it's one of the things I highly recommend. If you're going to do it as soon as you can within your ownership. So if you can do it within those first couple 100 miles, it's going to be a lot easier to take care of than if you wait for a while, because of all the things that you get on your car: dirt, debris, scratches, all that stuff. Of course, I'm talking about PPF, and since we got our second Model Y, I have been installing PPF kits on that car. I've been going with the Xpel kit from Drive Protected Shop, and I started with a full frontal. I've now done the side doors, and I just received the kit for the rear of the car. So I'm really excited to have that car fully wrapped. Now for the Model 3, I did go ahead and get the full frontal. So I'm going to be doing the same thing. This time, full frontal. Next time I'll do the doors and the pillars. And then finally, I'll finish it up with the rear of the car. So far, I've been nothing short of completely satisfied with having this PPF kit. One of the things about that is I've never put PPF on a car until I owned Teslas. And the reason is the front end of a gas car has a big radiator, and in front of that radiator is a big plastic piece that's taking all that debris and all the hits and chips. Most of that is being covered by that grille of the car. Now in a Tesla, it's a big flat painted surface, which is why I really want to protect the front of this car. It has nothing to do with the paint quality of Tesla. So you'll hear all kinds of things about it being good, it being bad, whatever. That's not what this is about. This is about the fact that the front of this car, a lot of painted surface is exposed to all that debris on the road that's getting kicked up. Now we do it a lot of highway miles, so we are naturally prone to getting a lot more chips and things like that. So protecting the car makes perfect sense for us. Now in our area, to do what I just did to this Model 3, a full frontal, is something like $1,600 or more. It is a very expensive thing to do. However, through Drive Protected Shop, I do have a discount code for you. Now their prices are in Canadian dollars, so you need to take that price. 80% of that is roughly US dollars. And then you get another 20% off by using code BTG. So in reality, you're actually going to be able to save quite a bit of money. The kit I installed today is about $650 US, which is pretty good. So if you want to do a partial frontal, which is part of the hood, part of the fenders, and the whole front bumper, it's more like $425 US dollars at this time. So there's a lot of money to be saved, a ton of money to be saved if you're willing to put in the work yourself. Now, I do want to say this is not the easiest thing to do, and this is my third car doing this too. So I have a little bit of experience, but even then, I still don't do a perfect job. As you can see by the job I did, I'm very satisfied with it. There are some imperfections, but it doesn't bother me because you have to be up close looking at it to find them. So from any normal distance, you don't notice it. And my car is completely protected with this Xpel film. Now this is a self-healing film, so with heat, i.e. the sun shining on your car, it's going to level out a lot of scratches or divots and things like that over time. So it has a self-healing property, which is actually really cool. It helps with the fact that over time you don't have to worry about replacing the film. It does come with a substantial warranty, of course, but it is somewhat DIY friendly. And I say somewhat because the front bumper is without a doubt the hardest part. So when you do this, you're going to want to start with either the hood or the fenders, either one. And the reason is it's going to give you a chance to really get into the groove before you move on to the hard part, which is the bumper. Now, for some of you, you may want to consider doing just the hood and the fenders yourself and paying a professional to do the front bumper for you. You can still save money by doing that. Pay somebody to do the hardest part, and this other stuff, you can absolutely do this yourself. I argue you can even do the front bumper yourself. Now, I've done 3 bumpers, technically 4, because the very first one I did, I had to pull it right off because I'd made a mess of it. But I have done front bumpers on all these cars, and I've made it work. You can see there's imperfections. There's some areas that don't look that great, but I'm going to cut off some of the excess and some of the areas where there's bubbles. You can't really see it anyways. So saving thousands and thousands of dollars by the time I'm done wrapping this whole car. So again, if you go to Drive Protected Shop's website, you can search through all their kits. Every Tesla gets a discount with code BTG of 20%. So whether you have a Model S, Model X, Model 3, Model Y, whatever kit you want, you can save some money. And these kits are top notch. Xpel, of course, is a huge name in PPF for a very good reason. So I'm highly satisfied. I'm glad I'm starting to work on the Model 3 now. I'm almost done with the Model Y, but by breaking it up into 3 sections, it really does help with having the motivation and getting through the whole thing. Now, before you install PPF, you're going to want to clean the car as good as possible. Any imperfections in the paint, they're going to be stuck there underneath the film. So even if you don't want to do paint correction from the factory, which I certainly did not, you can still install this, but make sure it's clean. Don't leave any bug splatter or anything like that. Now, when you do clean it, don't use any nano ceramic, wax-induced, top-notch space tech car washing material. You need to use something very simple that breaks down debris and grease as well as possible. You need to use Dawn dish soap. Just use straight up Dawn dish soap in water and wash your car. Get everything off of the paint that you possibly can, and then go to install the PPF. Now, you're going to have 2 solutions you're going to need to make up. So you need 2 squirt bottles, and the first one's going to be your slip solution, and it's going to be a full bottle of distilled water, and then you're going to squirt in some Johnson baby shampoo. That's all you need. Just mix it up a bit, and that's what you're going to spray on the car and on the film, and it allows you to move this film around without it sticking. Now, for the tack solution, you're going to use 1 part alcohol to 10 parts distilled water. And this, when you spray it on the area, is going to make that material stick in place. So what you're going to do as you're working around the car is you're going to start in a corner, squirt the tack, get that laid down, and then go to another corner, and then work between those 2 corners and across the panel. So as you watch the front bumper on this one, make sure you pay attention to the points I'm starting at. So you're going to start at this lip by the headlight in the front. You're going to move down to the inside edge of the fog light. Then you're going to move to the corner up by the fender and then work your way down. Then you'll go to the other side, the same spot, headlight in front corner, down to the fog light corner, then up to the corner of where the fender is at. So when you do this, you're just going to work your way across. This material does stretch. It is very forgiving. I've used 3M as well. This is way more forgiving than the 3M was. I will say the Model 3 required a bit more stretching than the Model Y did. So I don't know if that is the program for the cut for the Model 3 or if the Model Y is just easier to get that material on. You can also get this with or without the sensor holes pre-cut. I've done it both ways. On the Model Y, I did it without them pre-cut, and on this one, I did it with them cut. I think I personally prefer them being pre-cut because it's kind of a guide of where the stretching needs to happen. However, it is a little bit easier to just base install the bumper without those pre-cuts there. So it's up to you, but if you don't get those pre-cut, you're going to have to hand cut those holes out. So something to think about. But for longevity and having good protection on your car, you cannot beat an Xpel kit, and you certainly cannot beat doing this yourself and saving thousands of dollars. So there's going to be 2 additional videos in the future as I move my way back into this car, just like we're doing in the Model Y, and we'll have both of our cars fully wrapped. By the time it's all said and done, we will have saved probably $5,000 doing this ourselves for the whole car. So really excited about this. I'm very excited to share this with you and to show you you absolutely can do this, and you can absolutely save thousands of dollars. So you want the protection, but you don't want to spend the thousands of dollars to have a pro do it. You can absolutely get this done. So again, Drive Protected Shop's website. You can order a kit for any of your Teslas there. It is in Canadian dollars, so just remember it's about 80% the cost for US dollar, and then another 20% off using code BTG. So there you have it. That's how you install it. I hope that this was eye-opening for some of you that are a little bit worried about trying to take this on yourself. You can absolutely do this. I hope this gave you the courage to give it a shot. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, give it the thumbs up. If you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the channel as we continue to post content regularly. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram @BeardedTesla. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.